morning, students. So as a part of embedded Linux, the next video I am going to post it is how to run, how to compile, how to edit program, so C program using Linux. So the method 1, so how to compile and run a C or C++ code in Linux. So the method 1 is using C compiler. So using C or using GCC compiler or using C++ compiler, so you can compile and run it. So in this method we will be compiling and executing the C program code using C compiler. So first thing is we need to open any text editor and terminal for writing the code and executing it through the terminal. Step 2 is in the text editor we need to write any code using a C programming language. So step 3 is we need to save the file with the .c extension. So we have to save, so the first thing is, so the file, so I am example file I had written is welcome.c, I had saved with .c extension. Now compile and run the C code in the terminal using the commands below. So that is C, so ls it stands for listing of all the files. Now using C compiler, so that is compile the file welcome.c. So now file is compiled and it is converted into executables as an object file. That object file will only be understood by the machine. So now that object file, that the default destination for the object file, it will be a.out. So if you are mentioning any destination name, you can name it here. So that object file will be in that, saved in that name. So now that object file, so now we didn't mention any name, so it is saved in a default destination a.out. Now under the root, this default destination, so you make it run. So now it will be just printing the welcome, that is word. So now using GCC compiler, so GCC stands for how to so before running the C code, so using the GCC compiler, so GCC stands for GNU compiler collections. So before going into compile the code using GCC compiler, so the thing is you have to install the GCC. So you have to install GCC. So to install this, what is the command you have to use? The very first step is to update the packages. So the command is used to download, this command is used to download the package information from all configured sources and to get the information of the updated versions of the packages. So sudo apt get update, using that you can get the updated, that is versions of the packages. Now the command 2 is, now we have to install the build essential packages, which is also known as a meta package. It contains the GCC compiler, all the other essentials used to compile the software written in the C and C++ language. So that is, the package is build essential. So now using the sudo apt command, so you will be installing sudo apt install, you are installing the build essential meta package. So now command 3 is, after installing this, so that include that build essential, it includes GCC compiler collections also. So the next step is, after the second command, it will install GCC on your Linux system, and to verify whether it is installed correctly, check the version of the GCC installed in your system using the command gcc ---- version. So now you will be getting a screen, so now after seeing this, you can see that we have installed the GCC on the Linux. So now including the method, using the method 2, so now I am showing the demo how to compile and run the C code using the GCC compiler. So now I am writing a simple C program, so that is addition of A and B, and the result will be placed under the C variable C. So I am printing the value of C. So now the step 1 is navigate to the directory where the file is being saved. So using the below command. So execute the command below for compilation and execution. So now we are using the gedit editor. So using the gedit editor, I am opening the file add.c, and what are all the lines I have to include under the file I am adding, and I am saving it under with the .c extension. So the next thing is you have to make the file executable. So that is you have to convert, so compile it using the GCC compiler. So GCC, so that is -o option. So that is -o option, that is object file, that is executables. It will be placed under the name add. So if you are not mentioning this add means, then the default file name where the executables place will be a.out. So GCC -o add. So the file name is add.c. So now I am running this under the root directory /. So under the root /add. So now I am getting, so I am just showing the demo of this using the VMware. I am just showing the demo how to run this using GCC compiler. First I am opening my file using the gedit editor, gedit add.c. So this editor will be open. Now what is the program I am typing using the C code, C language. So simple addition program. So A and B will be added and the result will be placed in the C. So now I am saving it under the root, under that with .c extension. With .c extension. Now I am closing the editor. Now coming to the terminal window. Now I am going to make this file executable. So to make the file executable, so what is that is compile. So you have to compile the file. So to compile the file, what is the command here you have to use is GCC -o. So any name and the file name. So GCC -o. I am giving some any name. So and giving the file name. So now I am making my file C code add.c compiled using GCC compiler and with the -o option, so that your object file will be, your executables will be placed under the file pad example. So now I am making it compiled. The next thing is I want to see make the file run. So now I have to run only the object file. That object file only machine will understand. So not the C file. So where I place the object file, so I compile using GCC compiler with -o option, so that the object file of this add.c file will be placed under this name pad example. So now I am giving the same name. So now the default thing is, so So the default, that is file name, that is defaultly it will be executables will be placed under a.out. Under the root a.out will be there. So now, so the output here, addition of this a and b, it will be 30. It is coming. It is running. The output is coming. So in the same way, I am giving some name, hyphen, using hyphen o option. Making compile, so that object file will be there in this name. So you can see the output. So the output of the object file, that is addition of, is 30. It is coming. So I hope you enjoyed this how to run the C code using the Linux OS. So for example, so these are all the given thing in the, that is taken from the reference books. So the source code for this hello.c program, so this is just simply it will be printing the hello program. So this is the source code for this hello.c, so including studio.h, stdio libraries and standard libraries. So now to compile, link and run your program, what is the code is, you will be using gcc command. So to link it with the object file, so to that is your binaries will be placed under this, or object files, executables will be placed under the name hello. So use, if you are using hyphen o option, so hello. So now hello.c is your program name. So now this, now you run your object file hello, so /hello, so it will be simply printing the hello world. So and now try out some other examples. So here in this example, you can create your own small library containing two functions, that is fred.c and bill.c. These are the two functions, and then use one of them in an example program. So the functions are called fred and bill, just printing the greetings. So you can create own small library containing these two functions. So write the function. So include studio.stdio.h void fred. So here you can see this is not your main program. So these are all functions. So not starting with your standard main. So for your C code, the starting line of your program, C program, it should be integer main. So on this bracket, so here you can see this is function fred, void fred, integer argument. So that is argument. What is the argument? It is, that is printf. What is the argument we are passing, that along with we passed, it will be printed. So another function is similarly bill. So we created two functions, fred and bill. So now you have to create own small library containing those two functions, fred and bill, and use one of them in an example program. So you can compile these functions individually to produce object files ready for inclusion into a library. So do this by invoking C compiler with -c option. So to produce the object files ready for inclusive into the library, so you have to compile, that is you have to convert it to object file, so using the -c option. So here you can see this why -c option. So trying to create a complete program would fail because you have not defined a function called main in the previous programs. So now write a program that calls the function bill. So first, it's a good idea to create a header file for your library. So this will declare the functions in your library, and it should be included by all the applications that we want to use in your library. So you can see this, it declares, this is lib.h. So it declares the functions fred and bill for the users. So that is your what is your function is void bill and void. So void bill, the what is the argument you are passing is a character. Void fred function, what is the argument we are passing is an integer. So this is how you are creating a header file for the library. Now the calling program, it can be very simple. It includes simply the library header file and calls one of the functions from the library. So what is the library header file? That is lib.h. That is your library header file. So now you are including this lib.h. So integer main, now you are calling the function from the main program bill hello world. So if you are giving this bill hello world, this function will be called, what is the bill function? So what is the bill function? This is a character argument. So the that is argument will be this character. So bill we passed. So the what is the argument we are passing, that it will be come. So now compiling, now compiling this using the GCC compiler with -c option. Now placing your object code in the program, that is now running the program under the root. So the now what is the output you are getting, that is bill we passed, along with the argument hello world, it will be displayed. So this is how you are creating your own small library containing two functions. So own small library is lib.h. What are the functions it is having is bill.o, fred.o. So now you are calling from your main program. You are calling one of the function, that is bill, from your main program, and making the program executable. You are making it, compiling, linking, and then running the object file under the root directory. So you are getting the output. So this is what you are creating. So hope you have enjoyed this, how to compile this C or C++ code using this GCC compiler, using CC or GCC compiler. So I'll be posting the continuation of this next video link. So please watch the video.